What is going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Today, I've got some insane Minecraft kid story times that I know you guys are going to enjoy, and it's the last video before the 12 days of Scrubs. That's right, if you don't know what that is, starting tomorrow I'm going to be uploading like really long compilations of videos in honor of the Christmas season. So yeah, looking forward to that, but on that note, let's get into this insane Minecraft kid story time. Press the like button, otherwise no joke, no scam. Someone will bite you on the ankle tomorrow. Phew, you don't want that to happen, so press the like button. Here's the comment of the day from the last video, and let's hop into it. Alright, so this first one is from a guy who was hanging out in front of his house, just spending time with his cousins, and they were really like playing with their dog. They were throwing a tennis ball, dog was chasing it, you know, fetch, the classic game. And as they're doing that, they see this kid kind of like come out of the house on the right and look at them and kind of stare at them for a while, watching the dog. And it's a weird type of stare. It's not just like watching what's going on. It's almost like he's kind of sizing them up somehow, trying to figure out if his next move is worthwhile. And after a bit, he walks over and he starts trying to talk to them, and he's like, "Can I tame your dog?" And they really don't know what he means by this, because the person who sent this into me is not like some giant gamer or anything. So they're like, "What are you talking about?" And he starts to explain that he has chicken bones in his house, and if he goes and gets them and feeds them to the dog, then the dog will be tamed and it will listen to him and it'll teleport with him. And they're like, "Yeah, that's not really how it works, and you can't feed dogs chicken bones because they will choke on them and die. So no, you can't try to tame our dog, and even then if it did work, like, it's our dog." And he kind of argues with them for a bit, and they say no, and he leaves, and they don't go inside. It's not like they feel the need to run away or anything, but they see him come back outside, and he's acting pretty shady, like he's trying to hide stuff, you know. And they see him start walking up to the dog, and they watch him take a chicken bone out of his pocket and try to give it to the dog. Which, A, they just told you not to do that because it can kill the dog. Like, that's a pretty insane thing to do. And B, you were just keeping a chicken bone in your pocket, like didn't even degrease it, you know, still a little meat on the bone. You just shove that in your Levi's. Could you imagine the smell that this guy's jeans have to have? You're trying to like sit next to him on the bus. Next thing you know, the smell of just rotten meat is like evaporating off his jeans into your nostril. No, thank you. That's just one of the things you shouldn't shove in your pocket. I'd be very concerned if someone's like, "Hey, you want a chicken wing?" and you said yes. They just reach into their pocket and pull one out. But whatever, the person who like owns the dog goes, "Hey, do not feed those to my dog. I just said that." And he starts freaking out on them and is like, "You need to let me try to tame your dog." And they say, "No, absolutely not. Like, you cannot feed our dog chicken bones." And so he walks away from the dog and starts walking back to his house. In his house, the landscaping had like a fake river thing going through the front yard with like river rocks, you know, those big round rocks. And he walks and he kind of picks one up, and he starts coming back to them holding a rock now. And obviously that gives them a bad vibe. Like, is he gonna try to hit me with the rock? Is he gonna throw it at me? So they get their dog and they go across the street and are telling him like, "Hey, don't come over here, don't come over here." And the Minecraft kid keeps picking this river rock up like he's about to throw it like it's a baseball. And so as he's about to throw it at them, a car drives by, and he's so uncoordinated that like he goes to not throw it, but he doesn't have the athletic ability to pull the rock back. And so the rock flies out of his hand and smacks straight into the driver's side window. And the people who sent this to me are on the other side, but just based on the sound alone of like the crack, they could tell that it immediately broke the window. Not shattered it, but you know, like when something hits glass and you hear like a pop sound, you know for a fact that something happened. And so the car slams on the brakes, goes into reverse, and they just hear the window roll down, not the one that got hit by the rock, the back one. "What is wrong with you?" And he starts trying to explain, Minecraft kid, to the driver of the car he just hit with a rock, that he was mad at the people across the street because they wouldn't let him feed chicken bones to the dog so that way they could tame it. And this person's having none of it, so they get out of the car, and the people who sent this to me go back across the street and into their house. They don't want to be out here involved anymore. So they go inside and they open the front window, and now they're just watching this. And he is still trying to explain to this person that he just smacked with a rock while they were driving, that like it's not that big of a deal because he was trying to do it in order to, I don't know, tame a dog so it would teleport with him. And even the person whose car he hit with the rock is like, "You can't even feed dogs chicken bones. Like, that's not good for them. Let me talk to your parents now. Like, you better go get your parents." And the Minecraft kid goes to get his parents, parents because he doesn't really have a choice. Like, if he would have just gone inside and not come back out, something tells me that this person would have gone and knocked on the door. You've destroyed a part of their car. I don't think they're, like, just gonna drive away at that point. Oh, whatever. Oh, well, I guess I'll move on. So he goes and gets his parents, and his parents come outside, and they're talking to the guy, and they're talking about how stupid this situation is, and his parents are mortified, embarrassed, because the guy's yelling at them, like, why is your kid talking about making dogs teleport and throwing rocks at cars? And so they exchange insurances, they have all this information. Minecraft Kid's parents are like, we're so sorry, we have no idea what got into him, we'll look into this immediately, and they go back inside. And after that, they didn't see the kid come outside and like play Minecraft again for a while, which I don't know is the best. The fact that they were like, you're grounded, you can't go outside. Well, clearly, if he's starting to think that Minecraft is the real world, that might have the opposite of the intended effect. They're like, this'll teach him that Minecraft isn't real. Meanwhile, he does nothing but play Minecraft for like the next 3 months. He probably needed to have an opposite grounding. Like, okay, go outside. You need to go touch grass because dogs can't be tamed magically. That is the first one though. I thought that one was nuts. So if you like the first one, be sure to press the like button. But this next one is also definitely out there, bro. That's right. I'm bringing you multiple. We got like a 3-for-1 special today, ladies and gents. So smack that like button. All right. So this next one was sent in to me by someone that works at like an architecture firm as a assistant intern, like new guy type of multi-job role thing. Every now and then he gets to do actual architectural work, but he's really new. So like most of the time he's getting coffee, and it sucks, but it is what it is. And there was this like guy who got a job there probably through his parents' connections because he had literally no qualifications. The person that sent this to me was in school to become an architect. This guy literally was like, I've never had any interest in it whatsoever. I just needed a job, so my parents hooked me up. And the thing about architecture is this, it's not Minecraft. If you build something in Minecraft, it doesn't have anything to do with real building. Like, you can't take Minecraft skills and translate them into building skyscrapers. But somehow, this guy that had managed to get a job through like his parents' connection or whatever, thought that it was a fantastic idea to sketch and design things in Minecraft. And everyone else is like doing measurements, making sure it would work. This guy just assumed that if you could build it in Minecraft, you could build it in real life. And one day the boss comes in and he's like, everybody needs to make a prototype for da-da-da. Here's the project. You need to have it done. And if you don't have it done, there's gonna be issues. So now everyone's super stressed and working on their project, but he's over there playing Minecraft, building things that are impossible to be built in real life. Like, I'm talking just massive parts where there's just huge overhangs with no support beams or anything. You know, the building is so large that it's like the size of a mountain. Just things that you could never do in real life in the first place. It's not like he was gonna do some fun marketing thing of, well, look at how awesome it looked in Minecraft, haha. Like just waterfalls from nowhere, they're just dropping to the floor, just like crazy things that there's no way they would select in a building even if they could. And one day, the person who sent this in to me decides to just maybe give him a little bit of a warning, and he's like, look, I don't think Minecraft is a bad idea for like a prototype, it's different, but you just might want to make sure that the building's possible to be built. Like, you might want some realistic physics on there. And the guy snaps back at him, mind your business, you know, I think that you're just jealous that I'm gonna get the job, so how about you shut up and mind your business, and if I see you trying to copy me in any way, like, I'm gonna know that you took my idea. And he was not planning on taking the guy's idea, and he was definitely not worried about his boss selecting that one over his design. He was trying to help the guy and tell him that, like, they're not going to take the fact that this building can't even be built very well. And for the next week, this guy is Minecrafting his heart out every day, just going all in on these prototypes of buildings. And you would think if you're spending a week straight building stuff on Minecraft that it would be pretty impressive, but the person who sent this to me was like, I'm not a Minecraft expert, but I can guarantee you that that was not fantastic building. So he has all these crappy looking skyscraper-esque buildings, and finally the meeting comes around. And they walk in, they sit down, and the CEO is there, like everyone from the company that's important, and they start saying that they're very excited to see their presentations and see who has a future here at this firm. And the Minecraft kid volunteers to go first. And so no one says anything, like, all right, if you want to volunteer to go first, then you can go for it. And he gets up and gives a PowerPoint. And on the first slide of the PowerPoint isn't anything about, you know, his buildings or Minecraft. It's a slide just calling out his coworker who tried to help him, saying that like he told him this presentation was a bad idea and that he was going to regret it because he knew that everyone was going to love this idea. He was going to rue ever crossing him, like Neville from iCarly sounding situation. So whatever, he goes on and gives his speech in front of all these executives and then opens up his Minecraft world. And all of the executives at this company are a little bit older. I think that's just kind of like the default setting for most executives. And they don't really know what's going on, and he starts showing them the building and explaining what it looks like. And he picked probably the worst building for this because it's literally floating. Like parts of the building are floating, defying gravity, looking like Pandora from Avatar with just like the floating structures everywhere. And everyone's looking very confused, especially the executives. They're not gamers, you know, they might have heard the word Minecraft a couple times when their grandkid was throwing Cheerios at them and telling them to go get a Minecraft iPad or whatever, but they're not experts. So they interrupt him after a minute and ask him to explain because they're like, none of this is real. We don't understand what we can do about this. And he starts to give a speech about how anything is possible with the power of imagination. They could make anything doable. Which, like, all right, Walt Disney, we get it. You have a big dream here. But the laws of physics are kind of the laws of physics. We can't make things float magically. If they have weight to them, gravity's gonna pull them down. And so they cut him off in the middle of his speech and tell him that, like, it's great that he has an imagination, but they need buildings that would actually work. And the CEO tells him, like, your creativity's appreciated, but this just isn't what we're looking for. And he cuts off the CEO and tells him to shut his stupid mouth, which is a very funny thing to say to the CEO of your company, especially when he's trying to be nice about the dumbest thing he's ever seen. And he says to shut his mouth, otherwise, like, there's gonna be problems and he needs to let him finish his presentation. And the CEO is like, you're not gonna finish your presentation, you need to get out. He didn't even fire him, just said get out. But the guy starts arguing with the CEO like, you need to let me finish. And at that point, he's had enough and says, all right, now you're fired. You don't have a job. And Minecraft guy starts arguing with the CEO, being like, you can't fire me. I understand no one wants to lose their job, but if the CEO looks at you and says you're fired, I think you're fired. Like, I don't think there's really much you can do about it. And then when he realizes that's not gonna work, he turns into like anger, you know, just denial. Well, fine, I'm gonna go somewhere where my talents would be appreciated. You guys weren't paying me enough anyways. And this is happening in front of everyone. So the CEO snaps back and is like, the only reason you got this job in the first place was because of your parents. We didn't hire you because we thought you were the world's best designer, and clearly you're not. And so everybody's watching, and it's just like secondhand embarrassment, secondhand cringe, and he starts trying to say that his parents didn't get him the job, but there's no way that he got a job with this skill level of architecture unless there was a connection. Like, you're telling me he got through the interview to be an architectural designer without mentioning the fact that he's never designed a building and was gonna use Minecraft? That only happens if there was no interview and he just got the job. But whatever, he ended up storming out saying that he was gonna be appreciated somewhere else, packed up his desk, and then before he left, did a huge dramatic like, you guys are going to regret the day that you decided not to work with me. When my work is everywhere on the skyline, you'll be full of regret. And no one replied. So he repeated it and no one replied again. And like before he could do it a third time, somebody came up and started escorting him out. But yeah, I don't really know what his game plan was. I feel like too, if you are a rich parent watching this for whatever reason, if you're gonna use your connections to get your kid a job, at least make sure they're somewhat qualified for it. Cause goodness gracious, bro, like this is just next level embarrassing. I would not be using my connections to get my kid a job they can't handle. But I don't know, if they're also designing buildings in Minecraft and thinking they are an architect, do you just go, all right, well, they're delusional, might as well help them out somehow. Good thing I'm not a parent, that's for sure. All right, before the next story, I'm gonna give away a gift card on screen now as a code. I give one of these away every day as a way to say thank you to you guys for subscribing and turning on those notifications. So if you haven't already, subscribe, turn on the noties. If you already do, you're a legend, and let's get into the next story time. Alright, this one takes place on the bus back in the day when Minecraft first came out, so I think I was like 11, 12 years old. It was still the beta, I'm not sure exactly when, but I started playing around the time that beds got added. So that's dating myself a little bit, but like I've been playing Minecraft for a while. And this one guy on the bus had his laptop out and he was playing it, and I think playing your laptop on a school bus is just brave, because like people are gonna mess with you, and especially back then, people didn't really bring their laptop on the bus and play video games. I don't know, it was still in that like weird in-between era where video games were becoming more popular, but you were still a big nerd if you played video games. So this guy's on his laptop playing Minecraft, and everyone's kind of crowding around him because people just didn't do that. And it looks like there's like a show going on. That's how thick the crowd is. You couldn't even see through the group of people. So whatever, I happen to be sitting in the seat in front of him, and I'm just kind of listening to the crowd. I'm not trying to overhear anything, but like if someone says something really loud, obviously I hear it. And he dies in Minecraft, and I hear people being like, oh, maybe I'll get a turn, maybe I'll get a turn. And I don't blame him for this, but like he's not going to let people just play his laptop. That would just be weird. So when everyone starts being like, I want a turn, I want a turn, he says, no, I'm not gonna let people touch my laptop, which is fair. But the problem with the school bus is it's got like the laws of the Wild West. No one cares when anyone says they're like, I want to play Minecraft. So I start hearing people when he says no being like, we should just take it from him and then we could play. And a lot of the like kids that are saying this happen to be the dudes on the bus who were the bullies of the bus, for lack of a better word. They didn't shove everyone around, but like they were definitely willing to take his laptop and play Minecraft until we got to the school. And I didn't want them to know that I had overheard and was gonna like warn the guy whose laptop it was, but I also felt like I had an obligation to at least give Minecraft guy a chance to put it away and avoid all of this. So I just said, hey man, you might want to put your laptop away. Like people are starting to get a little grabby at it every time that you die in Minecraft. And he looks at me and is like, oh, is someone just jealous of the fact that they don't have their laptop? You probably have never even played this game before, so I know what I'm doing, okay? I didn't mention your Minecraft skills at all, bro. Not once did I ever say that you're doing anything wrong. I was just trying to tell you that, like, you might want to put your laptop away. I have a laptop at home. I have Minecraft. I was just trying to stop him from getting his stuff taken, but whatever. So I just turn around and sit back down. And like 5 minutes later, I hear him die on Minecraft, and then I hear a little bit of a scuffle. And he's yelling like, stop, stop, that's my laptop. And I turn around, and one of the bigger kids who had said, I'm going to take this, has his hands like on the top part where the monitor is, and the Minecraft kid's hands are like down by the keyboard, and they're pulling the laptop back and forth. And laptops aren't meant to be like manhandled like that, so you're kind of hearing it give like noises indicating that it's about to break. And finally, they both give it like a pull to try to get it out of the other person's hands, and right at the middle of the laptop where it hinges close, it just breaks. And they go flying in opposite directions. Like imagine people playing tug of war and it just rips in half and they just go like their momentum takes them different ways. And now the laptop's in half, there's two different pieces, and everyone is like, oh my gosh, whoa. And the Minecraft kid is rightfully pissed. This dude just broke his laptop. So he gets up and starts like trying to go after the kid who broke his laptop, and he hits him, but the bully doesn't hit him back. Instead, what he does is he reaches over, and you know on like the school bus windows how you have to just pull those things in and like pull the window down? He does that, picks up the screen part, and just like a frisbee tosses it out the window. So the top of this laptop hits the road and starts like down the side of the road. Who knows how many times it got ran over after that. But the bus driver looks out the rear view window, sees something flying and like hitting the road, so they slam on the brakes, and now everyone's gonna get in trouble, right? So the bus driver stops, turns around, and is like, who threw something? And everybody on the school bus turns and points at the kid who threw the thing out the window. And so she walks up to him and is like, why did you do that? And he starts saying that if he would have just let him play Minecraft, it was his turn, he wouldn't have had to break the laptop. And the bus driver is like, what broken laptop? And so the Minecraft kid, who's in tears now, is saying that he was playing his laptop and this guy grabbed it and broke it and threw it out the window. And I could see the moment in my bus driver's eyes where she decided that like, I'm not getting paid enough to deal with this, because she just looked at them and said, come sit at the front of the bus. The principal can deal with this one, I'm not. And so they both go up to the front of the bus and sit down, and like they're forced to sit next to each other, which is awkward. And then the bus driver, before we keep driving, like calls the school, lets them know what's going on. And the entire rest of the bus ride, everybody is silent because, you know, we're letting some respectful silence pass in honor of the laptop that had to be thrown out the bus window. And so we get there, and by the time we get to the school, the word must have been legit, because the principal, the deans, like everybody is standing there, arms crossed, looking like they're about to welcome us into like boot camp or something. And they come on, get the two of them that were fighting, and they all go. And everybody else gets off the school bus, and the rest of the day, everyone's hearing about it. Like, I'm getting asked because people know I'm on that bus what happened, because they heard that some guy, like, took a laptop and threw it and broke a car's window. Just got way more dramatic, but whatever. And I'm like, yeah, someone broke a laptop and threw it out the window. So everyone's talking about it. So when they finally got punished, people wanted to know what happened. And this is the dumbest part of the entire story, right? Somehow, both of them ended up getting suspended, which is absurd to me, all right? You had one person who was playing their laptop on the bus, and then another person who broke the laptop and threw it out the window. How do both of those people end up getting suspended? It was one of those things that because he had fought back, like they had to punish him too, which I don't know, man. If someone throws your laptop out the window and you like shove them, I feel like that's a pretty logical response, you know? Punishing someone for that just seems a little bit unfair. Listen, you guys both did things that were wrong today. Sure, he attacked you out of nowhere, broke your laptop and threw it out the window, but you did push him. So both of you got to go down. He did become a little bit of a legend. Like no one messed with him after that. He got a new laptop, but yeah, he was really just trying to enjoy some Minecraft on the bus. Guy breaks his laptop, throws it out the window, and then he gets suspended. Might be the unluckiest day of like anyone's life in that situation. All right, and this last one, you know, I'll throw in an extra bonus story, is from a friend of mine. He has a little brother, and when I say little brother, they're like a year apart, so not that much younger than him. And back in the day, when you wanted to mod Minecraft, you used to have to like go into the jar file and change a bunch of stuff and then hope it worked. And it was probably very simple, but because we were younger, we just like would mess it up a lot. And there was one mod that he really wanted to play, and he had spent probably like a good 4 or 5 hours just trying to get this mod to work, and it wasn't working. And so he would have to restart and redo it, and just every time it's failing, and every time it fails, he's getting more and more frustrated, which makes, well, it's not Minecraft's fault. It's not the mod's fault. It's probably your fault because you're the one trying till the point where I guess the computer crossed the line. It must have done something to him. I don't know. Maybe it talked crap to him. But all my friend who's telling me this says is he's sitting at the bottom of the stairs watching TV, and he hears like a bunch of noise upstairs and hears stomping. And he looks up the stairs and he sees his brother, who has the family PC. Like, it's not like they had their own gaming computer. It was just like the family HP for QuickBooks. And he has it above his head and he's like, oh, down the stairs. And their stairs didn't have like a landing and then a turn. It was just a straight shot. So this thing floor and it slides and like smacks into the baseboard. And he walks over and he's like, dude, why did you do that? And his brother just starts being like, I don't care. That PC's a piece of crap. It won't load my mods. And he's like, you just threw our family computer down the stairs because you couldn't get your Minecraft mod to work? And his brother's like, yeah, I've been working on it all morning. Well, you're definitely not. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna pick up the PC that you just threw down the stairs and bring it back up to you. What are you gonna do, throw it again? And he's like, well, we have to put it back so that, or mom and dad are gonna know that we broke it. Or they're gonna know that you broke it. You think it's still working? You just threw a computer down the stairs, bro. I don't think electronics are known for their toughness. Good luck. So he's like, no, you come get it. So he comes and gets it, takes it upstairs, and then he hears his brother getting frustrated because it's not working. And he's like getting angry with the computer that it won't turn on. And it's like, why are you mad at the computer? It was working before. Of slamming your car into a wall and then being like, oh, it won't turn on now. What a piece of junk. Well, of course, pretty quickly, they're like, hey, what's wrong with the computer? And he looks at his brother and his brother's like, I don't know. I didn't do anything to it. And his parents are like, well, that's weird because it's like broken. Like stuff is broken. And finally, he comes clean. He's like, all right, I threw it down the stairs. And his parents are like, why did you throw the computer down the stairs? And he has to re-explain it to them. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why Minecraft was banned in this guy's house for like 3 years. And then one day they were at a party at like a family friend's house and his dad is watching. How made his son angry enough to throw the computer down the stairs? But whatever, man. I guess for some people, it's just a little too intense trying to mod Minecraft. On that note, though, guys, I think that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, I would really appreciate you taking a second to press the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. And of course, subscribe if you're new and turn on those notifications. If you like these story times but would rather listen to them like offline audio format, I do post them as a podcast on wherever you listen to podcasts, so feel free to check that out. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with the 12 Days of Scrubs. I'm out. Peace.